kind of have butterflies right now. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not going to bring Twitter up here. Okay. Welcome back to the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Welcome into the Missoula Prep Sports Network, our coverage of the 2017 American Legion Northwest Regional AA Tournament. Chris Stratton here with Taylor Featherman as we get set to go. Our first game is about ready to go here. The semifinal, it's Championship Sunday, everybody, and there is a great group out here. We're going to have a lot of fun. We had some good games coming up to this, and these teams, these last three teams, are the cream of the crop of the tournament. Right now we have Yakima Valley representing Washington taking on Lewiston, Idaho representing Idaho, and our starting lineups presented by the Garden of Reading. Garden of Reading, books, music, gifts, and more. Garden of Reading. And our starting lineups here, starting out with Washington, who is the visiting team. Number 14, the center fielder, Bryce Hegelson. Number 5, the shortstop, Dak Archer. At third base will be number 2, Justin Vandebrake. Holding down second base, number 4, Xander Orudis. Number 32, the first baseman, Court Dietrich, will bat fifth. The right fielder, number 11, Eric Towsley. Number 10, the pitcher, Spencer Bailey, will bat seventh. Number 6, the catcher, Colton Moen. And rounding it out, the left fielder, number 20, Mitchell Belton. And the leadoff batter here, Hegelson, will step to the plate. The big thing to talk about right now is that the shortstop, last night, the first pitch, which is Wyatt Baldwin, the right-handed pitcher, number 30, is on the mound. The Cunningham Law pitcher's mound. And the second pitch evens the count out at 1. Cunningham Law Office, an experienced family law attorney serving Missoula and western Montana. Here's the pitch. That one will catch the inside of the plate for strike 2. Our officials: behind the plate, Missoula's Brian Larson. At first base, Jeff Maxey, the umpire-in-chief from Greeley, Colorado. Here's the pitch by Baldwin. This one will be hit out, picked up by the second baseman. The throw to first is there in time, and that will be out number 1. That'll take us to the shortstop, Dak Archer. And as I was going to say there, Riley Way, number 11, is out this morning. He's got a split over his eye. It was swelled up shut, but the doctor says if Idaho wins, he can play in the second game. So he is out in the first game. Bunt showing for Archer, and the pitch is inside for ball 1. We'll get to Yakima's starting lineup just before they bat. Pitch by Baldwin will catch the plate, evens it out at 1. We'd have an epic game last night between Idaho and Montana that would go 15 innings and finish out with Idaho winning 5-4. Pitch on its way. That one catches the plate for strike 2. So an even count at 2 now, as Baldwin climbs back into the count. Pitch is on its way. That one will walk the batter. And that brings up the third baseman, number 2, Justin Vandebrake. So a runner at first, 1 down here, opening half frame. Semi-final game here at the American Legion Northwest Regional Tournament. Chris Stratton, Taylor Featherman for the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Here's the pitch. That one will be outside on the right-handed batter for ball 1. Runner steps away from first. Baldwin settles on the mound. Pitch is on its way. Swung on. This one will bounce over Baldwin's head. Picked up by the second baseman. The toss to second is there. The throw to first is there in time, and they turn the double play to finish out the inning. We'll have the Yakima's portion of the inning in 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Stitches of Missoula is your resource for embroidery and screen printing. Stitches can handle your large-scale projects for your team, special event, or for your organization. With their on-site graphic artists and design support team, Stitches can help you turn your idea into a compelling logo. Give Stitches a call today at 406-529-2632 to speak with their super-friendly staff. Stitches is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Stitches, we make you look good.
Do you have a sweet video of your sports athlete? Did you experience a sports-altering moment or something at a sporting event that wowed the crowd? Go to our homepage at www.mpsn406.com and click on the Contact Us tab at the bottom of the homepage. Email us your video. We'll choose a new one every Monday, and yours just might go viral. Visit us today at MPSN406 on Facebook and Twitter. MPSN.com, Missoula's home for Prep Sports heroes. Welcome back to Missoula Prep Sports Network's coverage of the 2017 American Legion Northwest Regional Tournament, the semifinal game between Washington and Idaho, and our starting lineups, the Garden of Eden starting lineups for Idaho. Leading off, number 23, the center fielder, Alex Light. The shortstop, A.J. Davis, number 7, will bat second. Jaden Phillips, number 20, will hold down third base. Number 25, the first baseman, Luke White, is in the 4th spot. The catcher, Chase Atkinson, number 26. Designated hitter, number 10, Danny Robinson, will bat 6th as Alex Light steps up to the plate. The right fielder, number 24, Chris Powell, is in the 7th spot. Second baseman, number 15, Ryder Schultz, is in the A spot, and rounding it out is the left fielder, number 6, Colt Olson. And the big thing with this game is the injury to Riley Way that has him on the bench. On the mound, Spencer Bailey for Washington, and the first pitch is inside for ball 1. Bailey settles on the mound. Light ready for the pitch. That one will catch the outside of the plate for strike 1 and even it out.
All right, I'm here. I'm ready.
Welcome in, Taylor.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Here in beautiful Missoula, Montana, the skies have cleared up and they're beautifully blue. Here's the pitch. This one will be bounced over the head of the pitcher. Rolls out. The shortstop will pick it up. The throw to first is off, and the runner will advance to nope, he's going to hold it first as it ricocheted off the concrete barrier at first there, and the umpire says take your base on the overthrow.
Well, that right there, Chris, a leadoff double for White. And we saw him have a pretty good night last night. So far this tournament, batting .474.
That'll bring us to the shortstop, number 7, A.J. Davis. Davis will settle in. Runner at second. No outs here. Bottom of the first. Scoreless. Runner steps away from second with a 2-step lead. Here's the pitch by Bailey. That one will be outside for ball 1. And Taylor, I mean, you can see the beautiful blue skies here today. We've had smoke-filled skies yesterday, and the winds decided to clear the valley out and give us a beautiful day of baseball here for Championship Sunday. Here's the pitch. That one catches the inside of the plate. Evens the count out at 1.
Yeah, no, Chris, you're absolutely right. I mean, it's been so bad yesterday specifically that we couldn't even see some of the mountains here in the backdrop, but today cleared up really nice. Good day for baseball.
Bailey sets on the mound. Runner at second steps away. Pitch on the way. This one fouled down the first base line for strike 2. Playing at Ogren Park Allegiance Field, home of the Missoula Osprey Pioneer League baseball team, affiliate of the Arizona Diamondbacks. They're on the road in Orem. Matt Ellis, the gracious host here. Thank you to him. And I know everybody here has had a lot of fun and been taken care of. Pitch on the way. That one will be high. Evens the count out at 2. Davis settles back in. Runner steps away from second. Bailey settles on the mound. Pitch on the way. This one will be hit over the first baseman's head. It'll land at the fringe and roll into right field. The runner will come around from second. He's on his way home. The throw is not there in time as he slides across the plate. And Idaho strikes first, 1-0 here in the bottom of the first.
Well, and that right there, Chris, just goes to show how good A.J. Davis has been over the last few days. Last night in that marathon game, 4 hits at 7 at-bats, an RBI, and a run scored. And like you said, this team is trying to make up for the absence of their leadoff man, Riley Way, who took that line drive to the face and walked off under his own power. Real tough kid. I'm hoping he's able to play if this team does advance.
That brings up the third baseman, Jaden Phillips.
But Way last night, Chris, 2 of 5 with a run scored. I mean, he's an important part of this team, so this just goes to show the resiliency of this team.
Runner steps from first. Pitch on the way. Catches the outside of the plate on the right-handed batter for strike one. Exactly. I mean, he's a key component to this, and having seen this Idaho team several times this year, they have a good relationship with the Missoula Mavericks, the host team. Up to the game last night, they'd played each other 4 times over the season, and Mavericks had the series 3-4. The runner will go from first, and the throw will not be made. The swing and a miss for a strike, and it'll be a 0-2 count here for Phillips. Talking to Coach Moyer this morning, he said he loves coming here to Missoula. They love having the Mavericks there. Pitch on the way. Outside. Ball 1. 1-2 count here. No outs. Bottom of the first. Idaho leads Washington 1-0 on the Raw recycled activewear scoreboard. Pitch on the way. This one's going to be hit straight up in the air over second base. The second baseman will come out to get it at the fringe, backpedals, and now he's got it in the glove, and that'll be out number 1. The runner will hold it second. That will take us to the first baseman, number 25, Luke White. Go ahead, Taylor.
Idaho coming out absolutely firing. Leadoff man doubles, and then A.J. Davis with that single to drive him in after a steal there. Then now you got a guy on second. That's A.J. Davis out there. And this team just continuing to fight and scrap, carrying on what they had last night.
Kind of wondered whether they would carry the momentum or whether it would bug them with a 15-inning game last night. Bailey with the pitch. Inside on the right-handed batter for ball 1. But they've come out firing and ready to play. They had a good defensive stand in the opening half inning, and now with a run up and 1 threatening. Bailey settles on the mound. Runner steps from second, 2.5 step lead out there. Pitch on the way. Nope, they're going to step off, and the runner will get back to second. We want to thank all the fans for tuning in this weekend and supporting these young men on the field. Pitch on the way. Outside. Makes it 2-0 on the count. Know a lot of parents and fans weren't able to make it to Missoula for the tournament with such a short turnaround, and you being able to cheer on your local prep sports hero, that's what we wanted to do for you. So we're thankful that you're able to tune in and enjoy this. Runner steps from second. Bailey will check him. The pitch. That one is low, and we go to a 3-0 count now with White. Bailey settles. The pitch. That one will catch the outside of the plate for strike 1, and Bailey climbs into the count very quickly.
Well, Bailey not only efficient on the mound, but Chris, in Yakima's win over Honolulu to get here, Bailey 2 of 3 from the dish. Also pretty good with the bat.
3-1 count. Pitch on the way. Fouled off into the Idaho dugout down the third base line, and we go to a full count now.
Big bad Luke White, Chris. We've been talking about him for a long time. He's got 6 RBIs and a home run, couple of doubles, 5 hits, and 5 runs scored so far this tournament. He's a bad man up at that dish.
He settles in. He's knocked him over the fence at Ogren Park, which is deeper than this one. 309 down the third base line as White calls time and steps off. 287 down the first base line. 398 to center field. Lindbergh Craig Field's about 20 feet deeper than here, so not surprised. We've had a lot of balls hit over the fence this weekend. Pitch on the way. Though these are some exceptional athletes that are playing, I don't want to take anything away from them, because a lot of the balls that have been hit over the fence would have went over at Lindbergh Craig for sure. A lot of them down the line here, they've got probably about, what would you say, about a 20-foot wall?
Definitely in the corners.
And in the corners, and they've been hitting them over that wall. Bailey settles. Pitch on the way. Outside, and they'll walk White. That'll bring up the second. That will bring up the catcher, Chase Atkinson. He had some time on the mound. He would pull out the win last night over the Montana team, the Missoula Mavericks.
Yeah, Atkinson coming in relief of Julian Washburn, who started the game out. Atkinson going to go 8 innings, 8 hits, only 1 run allowed, which was earned, Chris, and 11 strikeouts.
So runners at first and second now for Idaho with 1 out. Pitch on the way. It's going to catch the outside of the plate on the right-handed batter for strike 1. Idaho leads Washington 1-0, bottom of the first. Atkinson settles in to Hockey Lacrosse Wolf batter's box. Hockey and Lacrosse Wolf, Missoula's home for extreme sports. Pitch on the way. That one will be high. Evens the count out at 1. Championship game coming up 45 minutes after this one. The winner of this game will move on and play Montana. The winner of that game goes to Shelby, North Carolina for the American Legion World Series August 10th through the 15th. Pitch on the way. That one will be low. And we go to a 2-1 count. We want to hear from you folks. Who are you rooting for? Where you at? What you doing on this beautiful day? Maybe it's not quite so beautiful where you're at. Send us a tweet at MPSN406, Facebook MPSN406. This one's going to be hit down the third baseline. Third baseman can't handle it. It'll pop up over him, land on the fringe. And with 1 out here, Idaho's got loaded bases. And here comes the loaded bat of Danny Robinson, the designated hitter.
Robinson, like you said, a lot of pop, but he was struggling last night, Chris, going 0 for, let me get the exact number. I don't want to misrepresent this.
Robinson settles in. Runners step away. 0 for 7?
0 for 7 last night.
Pitch on the way by Bailey. That one catches the inside of the plate on the left-handed batter for strike 1.
But you're right. Prior to last night, Robinson's been pretty good. 2 RBIs and a handful of hits.
Runners step away. Loaded bases. 1 out. And they'll call time at the plate. Settling back in now. Robinson ready for the pitch. That one will be low. It'll catch the plate for strike 1. 0-2 count now. I'm behind in the count. Runners step away from their bases. Bailey settles on the mound and the pitch is on its way. Outside. Ball 1. Bailey with the stretch. And now the pitch. This one will be reached for. It'll bounce out to the first baseman. The race will be won by the first baseman. The runner will cross the plate, and Idaho takes a 2-0 lead with 2 outs now and runners at second and third.
Well, right there, Robinson not able to get something going. Now 0 for 8 in his last 8 at-bats, but he drove in a run, which is a job well done.
Right fielder number 24, Chris Powell.
That'll bring up the right fielder, number 24, Chris Powell. Runners step away from their bases at second and third. Bottom of the first, Idaho leads 2-0 over Washington with 2 outs. Chris Powell in the Hockey Lacrosse Wolf batter's box. Spencer Bailey on the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound. Pitch on the way. That one will cut inside, catch the plate, the throw to second. Second base, but the shortstop can't hold on to it. And the runner will be safe getting back there. Runner out there dancing at second. Nice little cannon out of the catcher's mitt, though. 0-1 count. Powell settles in. Bailey with the pitch. Swung on, and that'll be strike 2.
That was a good cut there, Chris. Took a lot of speed off on that one. Bailey dropped down to about 62 miles per hour there. Left that one kind of high, too. Good pitch.
So no 2 count now, 2 outs. Bottom of the first, Idaho leads 2-0 over Washington, and that pitch will be outside for ball 1.
I like that pitch approach there. You got him down 0-2 in the count. Let's just throw something outside, see if he's going to chase. It's a good strategy.
Bailey settles on the mound, pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. It'll be a pass play. The runner will come down the first base line. Nobody at first for the throw, and White will score to make it 3-0. The runner's safe at first, and Idaho's got runners on the corners with 2 outs now.
Well, and Chris, that there was just a serious misplay by the first baseman over there for Washington, and that is Court Dietrich. He came off the bag to try to help them stop it at home plate, but that was where the catcher was looking, was to get that out to first plate for the out.
Now the second baseman, number 15, Ryder Schultz. Pitch on the way, swung on. This will bounce down the third base line. The throw to second is there to expire the side, but not before Idaho puts 3 up. It's 3-0 Idaho over Washington. Top of the second in 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Welcome to Access Fitness, where there's no initiation fees and no contracts. You just get results. With the top-of-the-line equipment to help you reach your fitness goals at your convenience, and 5 locations in western Montana cities, no matter where you venture, you can access your fitness home. Access Fitness is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so you can work out at your schedule. Access Fitness, no initiation fees, no contracts, just results. Access Fitness is a proud sponsor of the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament.
Some changes in life are too painful to go through alone, and Cunningham Law can help in making difficult decisions from divorce to child custody. Kyle Cunningham focuses solely on family law. Cunningham Law will help you land on your feet when big changes come to your family and life. Visit www.familylawmontana.com or give Kyle a call at 406-203-4678 today. Cunningham Law Services. You don't have to go through this alone. Cunningham Law is a proud sponsor of the Northwest Regional Tournament.
Welcome back to beautiful Missoula, Montana. Chris Stratton, Taylor Featherman for the Missoula Prep Sports Network, as we've got continued coverage of the 2017 Northwest Regional American Legion Tournament, the AA portion of it being played out here at Ogren Park Allegiance Field. We've got Championship Sunday going on today, folks. The semifinal game, Washington versus Idaho, in the top of the second here. Idaho leads Washington 3-0. Idaho would throw up 3 runs in the bottom of the first, and our leadoff batter here for Washington is the second baseman, number 4, Xander Orudis. On the mound, Kyle Cunningham. Law office. Pitcher's mound is Spencer Bailey, the right-handed pitcher. This one's going to be hit out to the shortstop. It'll bounce it over his head, and Washington will lead off with a run here, or with a base here, and that'll bring us to the first baseman, Court Dietrich.
Well, and that's exactly what you wanted to get going, to get kind of back up in this. Now kind of seeing the magnitude of the moment, trying to catch Idaho now. And this Washington team responding nicely.
Baldwin checks the runner at first, 1-step lead. Pitch on the way. This one will be fouled down into the bullpen of Washington on the first base side. Runner steps away from first. Baldwin will watch him. Now he sets. Pitch on the way. Swung on. Over the second baseman's head. It'll bounce in front of the right fielder. The throw will not be made to second. And with no outs here, Washington leads off with runners at first and second. And here comes the right fielder, number 11, Eric Towsley.
Court Dietrich right there with the single. Chris, he's having one of the better tournaments of anybody in the entire thing. Batting .368. He's got 10 RBIs. I don't think any other player on any team remaining has 10 RBIs.
So Baldwin will settle on the mound. Runners at first and second, no outs. Top of the second, Idaho leads Washington 3-0 on the raw scoreboard. Pitch on the way. Bunt laid down, kisses the third base line. It's going to be picked up by the third baseman. The throw to first is high and over the head. That'll bring a runner around, and Yakima says go ahead and bring him around from second.
He still can't get it.
And just like that, he's still looking for it. And just like that, Washington back into it, 3-2 here in the top of the second. And the batter gets to third off the error.
Yeah, Colt Olson right there with a, or I'm sorry, not Colt Olson.
Eric Towsley.
Eric Towsley, thank you. With a big triple right there. I mean, holy cow. That that was just went from first to worst. I mean, he pitch went over the head into the batter's.
And that brings us to the pitcher, Spencer Bailey, number 10, and his first pitch from Baldwin is a strike. So with no outs here, Washington has the tying run at third. That's baseball, Taylor. Just like that. Pitch on the way. That one will be high. And we'll have an even count at 1.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. Jaden Phillips fielding the ball over at third and trying to flip it up off that ground over to his first baseman over there, Luke White, and instead all the way down.
That pitch catches the plate for strike 2.
Clear down into the bullpen, and then Luke White just couldn't shake it out of the bullpen very cleanly. That's probably the first bunt triple I've ever seen.
Pitch on the way. That one's in the dirt. Makes it a full count at 3-2. Bailey settles in. Pitch on the way. Hit right into the glove of the shortstop. He didn't even have to move on that one. And that will be out number 1. The runner holds at third. That'll bring us to the catcher, number 6, Colton Moen. Moen settles in. Pitch on the way by Baldwin. Hit on. It's going to go down the first base line. It'll stay fair. And they say foul. Looked like that one cleared the line that the umpires look for to see if it is going to be foul. That'll be strike 1. Moen settles in. Baldwin with the pitch. This one will be hit deep into center field. Center fielder will have to get over to his left a little bit. Then he's got the catch. That'll be out number 2. The runner will tag at third. The throw home will not be in time. And Washington ties it up at 3 in the top of the second with 2 outs now.
Just like that, Chris. It all changes right there. Just a great pop out by Moen. Just getting that out to deep center. Enough room for his guy to take home. Now we're all knotted up.
That brings up the left fielder, Mitchell Belton, and his first pitch will be fouled off. He'll rub some dirt on his gloves and settles back into the Hockey Lacrosse Wolf batter's box. Pitch on the way by Baldwin. That one will be low on the outside for ball 1. This one could turn out to be another slugfest. Pitch on the way. Outside for ball 2.
Yeah, I mean, so far we're through 2.5 innings, not even through yet, but we're tied up at 3-3. This might be.
This one's hit down the first base line in front of the right fielder. He'll get it, and the runner will get on. And with 2 outs, once again, on the inning, Washington's got a runner at first. And that swings us to the top of the batting order for Washington, the center fielder, Bryce Hegelson.
Hegelson batting .524 here so far this tournament, already with a walk here today. This Idaho team not done yet.
Baldwin checks the runner at first. Pitch on the way. This one will be bounced in front of the plate. The second baseman will hop the throw to second for the out, and that will expire the inning. So Yakima comes roaring back to tie it up at 3. We go to the bottom of the second. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
For over 30 years, Garden of Eden has passionately pursued to aid Missoula's area churches in their mission to evangelize the surrounding areas. Garden of Eden has a large stock of books, gifts, music, toys, and more. Stop in to visit their full-service coffee bar and luscious homemade fudge. Shop their online store and get free shipping on orders of $69 or more. Visit them at www.shopgardenofreden.com or stop by their store at 2621 Brooks. Garden of Eden is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports and the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Hockey Wolf and Lacrosse Wolf is Missoula's one-stop shop for all your hockey and lacrosse needs.
Check this out.
It may be warm outside, but you can still take care of your hockey fix in their 1/3 sized indoor rink.
Really? Wow, crazy.
Stop in to 1010 North Avenue West and see what they have in store for your hockey needs. Hockey Wolf and Lacrosse Wolf is a proud sponsor of high school sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Welcome back to the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Chris Stratton, Taylor Featherman at Ogren Park Allegiance Field in Missoula, Montana. We've got Championship Sunday going on. Washington and Idaho tied up at 3 in the bottom of the second. Winner moves on to play Montana 45 minutes after this game is finished up. On the mound for Washington is Spencer Bailey. In the box for Idaho is Colt Olson, number 20, number 6, the left fielder. First pitch to Olson is a strike. Here's the pitch by Bailey. That one will be inside, and they're going to say that it hit the batter, and he'll get the free base. Was it the Washington game yesterday that we saw a start out with a hit by pitches?
Yeah, that was the Yakima pitcher. Ended up hitting 5 of them.
Coming to the plate now is the center fielder, Alex Light.
Jeb Callaghan was the pitcher for Yakima. 5 hit by pitches.
Throw to first to get the runner to go back. Now he steps away. Bailey with the pitch. Bunt laid down. That one's going to go foul for strike 1. Idaho and Washington, semifinal game. Winner gets to move on to play Montana, the Missoula Mavericks. 45 minutes after this one is done. Throw to first. Runner dives back in, safe. Winner of that game goes to the 2017 American Legion World Series in North Carolina. Pitch on the way. Swung on. This one's going to shoot straight up in the air down the first base line. First baseman says he's got it. And he does, and that will be out number 1 on the inning. That will take us to the shortstop, A.J. Davis, and Jaden Phillips going to the Access Fitness on-deck circle. Access Fitness, no initiations, no contracts, just results. Access Fitness. Runner steps away from first. Throw to first. Runner dives back in. Safe.
A.J. Davis with a single early on to get things going here for that early 3-0 run.
Pitch on the way. Runner's going to go from first to second. The throw is there. Is it in time? The tag is there. He holds on to it, and that'll be out number 2 for Idaho. The pitch was a ball. Our umpire, Brian Larson, says 0-1 on the count. Davis settles back in. The throw to the pitch. This one's hit right at the pitcher. It'll bounce on the plate, rolls over second base, picked up by the shortstop, and the throw is not made, and Davis will reach. 2 down. Bottom of the second, tied at 3, Washington and Idaho. That'll bring up the third baseman, Jaden Phillips, and Luke White goes to the Access Fitness on-deck circle.
Jaden Phillips, one of the more consistent bats on this team, batting .300 so far with 2 RBIs to his credit.
Pitch on the way. This one swung on and missed for strike 1. 2 outs, bottom of the second, tied at 3, Washington and Idaho. Bailey settles on the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound. Pitch on the way. That one will be inside on the right-handed batter. And we go to an even count at 1. I have to say, Taylor, that we have seen some exceptional baseball this weekend.
Absolutely.
It's been a lot of fun. I appreciate you coming along for the ride and being here. I want to thank you. Throw to first. There in time. Yakima Valley Pepsi Pack, the Washington representative. Pitch on the way, swung on. This one will bounce out to the shortstop. He'll get it on the hop. The throw to second is there in time, and that will expire the side. Idaho will get one on. They'll get him out, and it will stay tied at 3. Top of the third coming up in 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Mike's Print and Copy is your locally owned print shop. Custom letterhead or business cards, Mike and his friendly staff understand that your business is important to you and will make sure that your project is handled in a professional and timely manner. Drop into Mike's Print and Copy to have them take care of your printing needs. Stop by 1503 South Russell or give them a call today at 406-728-3363 to have Mike's Print and Copy take care of your printing needs. Mike's Print and Copy is a proud sponsor of high school sports in Missoula and the surrounding community. Advertising on the web can be intimidating. Where do you start? What is the most effective way to reach the audience you are targeting? Milk Crate Media can help you reach your audience, whether it's social media marketing or creating a unique commercial for streaming or radio advertising. Milk Crate Media can help you build a new website or rebuild your existing website that will bring users back again and again. Visit www.mcratemedia.com today. Milk Crate Media is a proud sponsor of prep sports in Missoula and the surrounding valley.
Welcome back to Ogren Park, Allegiance Field. Chris Stratton, Taylor Featherman here for the Championship Sunday on the 2017 American Legion Northwest Regional AA Tournament. Washington and Idaho playing for a chance at the championship game against Montana coming up 45 minutes after this one finishes out. We're at the top of the third, and the leadoff batter for Washington is the shortstop, Dak Archer. First pitch to Archer is a ball.
High and inside. Archer kind of had to get out of the way there. That one might have got away from Baldwin a little bit.
Justin Vanderbrake in the Access Fitness on-deck circle. We go to a 2-0 count there. Wyatt Baldwin on the mound for Idaho. Go ahead, Taylor.
The 1-2-3-4 punch that this Yakima team leads off with Hegelson, Archer, Vanderbrake, and then Orudis. It's almost unrivaled that we've seen so far.
The 2-3-4 batter scheduled on the inning for Washington. Pitch on the way by Baldwin. That one's inside, and they'll walk the batter just like that. That brings us the third baseman, Justin Vanderbrake, and Xander Orudis goes to the Access Fitness on-deck circle. And that'll cause a conference on the mound with the pitching coach. Go ahead.
Vanderbrake, one of the most consistent players so far in this tournament, batting .625. 10 out of 16 he's put in play with 6 RBIs, 6 total hits, or 6 total runs scored, 3 doubles already. Vanderbrake having just an exceptional tournament so far. And he's been forcing walks. He's been walked 5 times and hit by a pitch once, and he's never struck out in this tournament so far. Vanderbrake really having a just awesome performance so far.
And now the party on the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound has been broken up, and we're set to go for Justin Vanderbrake. Baldwin with the pitch. That one will be inside on the right-handed batter, ducking out of the way for ball 1. Hate to see a pitcher lose control so quickly. Baldwin has pitched stellar in the 2 appearances I've seen him with, the Idaho versus Montana. Pitch on the way. That one will catch the plate for strike 1.
I think Baldwin will be all right. I mean, he's only allowed 3 hits so far in 33 pitches, 18 of which have been in the zone. My question is, after this game, whichever team advances, I'm curious what kind of arms they have left, especially for Lewis and Clark, who went 15 innings last night.
Pitch on the way, swung on. This one's going to go deep into center field. It's got some legs. It's back there. The center fielder's got it in his glove, and that'll be out number 1. That will take us to the second baseman, Xander Orudis.
Well, that was just great work out there by Alex Light. He really had to get on his horse to get that one, but not a problem for Alex.
Orudis will settle in, and Court Dietrich will go to the Access Fitness on-deck circle. Pitch is hit down the third base line. It'll stay fair. Bounces off the sign at the fringe. Runner comes around from first. He'll come home. The throw is there. The tag, and he's out for out number 2.
What a sensational play out there in right field by Chris Powell. He's able to field that ball, and it's bouncing around in the corner, but he's able to field it quickly and get it up to his shortstop to make the play home. That's just absolutely great communication all around.
And not to be missed, Xander Orudis with a stand-up double.
Also true.
That'll take us to the first baseman, Court Dietrich, and Eric Towsley will go to the Access Fitness on-deck circle. Runner steps away from second. The pitch is on its way. This one will foul up onto the concession stands for strike one. Yeah, that was a heck of a play because that one kissed all the way down and it bounced off the wall right where foul and the wall meets and hung out on the warning track. And what an arm to get it down to third base and then home. Pitch on the way. That one will be outside. Evens the count out at 1. 2 outs here. Top of the third, tied at 3. Wyatt Baldwin, right-handed pitcher on the mound for Idaho. Pitch on the way. That one will make it 2-1 on the count. We want to hear from you folks. Let us know that you're watching. Get at us at MPSN 406 on Twitter and Facebook. Pitch on the way. This one's going to be fouled. Land in the beer gardens. They've opened up a beer gardens for Championship Sunday down in the picnic area on the first base line. Matt Ellis and the Missoula Osprey hosting the tournament here at Ogren Park Allegiance Field. The only team in sports that has their mascot living in its natural habitat within the stadium. That'll be fouled off down the third base line. We've got an osprey nest out in center field. And every once in a while you see them fly around. Last night during the game there was quite a bit of osprey action going on. Dietrich will settle in with an even count at 2. Runner steps from second, 2-step lead. Baldwin ready for the pitch. It's on its way. This one will be bounced over the pitcher's head into the glove of the second baseman. The throw to first is there in time, and they expire the side. So Washington, they'll get a couple on. They'll leave him there, and it will stay tied at 3. Bottom of the third coming up in 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Some changes in life are too painful to go through alone, and Cunningham Law can help in making difficult decisions from divorce to child custody. Kyle Cunningham focuses solely on family law. Cunningham Law will help you land on your feet when big changes come to your family and life. Visit www.familylawmontana.com or give Kyle a call at 406-203-4678 today. Cunningham Law Services. You don't have to go through this alone. Cunningham Law is a proud sponsor of the Northwest Regional Tournament. Stitches of Missoula is your resource for embroidery and screen printing. Stitches can handle your large-scale projects for your team, special event, or for your organization. With their on-site graphic artists and design support team, Stitches can help you turn your idea into a compelling logo. Give Stitches a call today at 406-529-2632 to speak with their super friendly staff. Stitches is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Stitches, we make you look good.
Welcome back to the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Chris Stratton, Taylor Featherman at Ogren Park Allegiance Field for Championship Sunday. Washington and Idaho battling it out in the semifinal game. The winner moves on to play Montana 45 minutes after this one to be the Northwest Regional Champion and go to Shelby, North Carolina for the 2017 Legion World Series. And leading off here in the bottom of the third at a tie game at 3 for Idaho is their first baseman, Luke White. Spencer Bailey on the mound for Washington. First pitch is going to be swung on for strike 1.
Well, and Chris, White is your prototypical power hitter. High percentage on the team at least, one of the higher strikeout counts in the tournament, and a lower batting average, but
swing and a miss for strike 2. Now you were talking about what Idaho might have in their stable coming up for possibly against Montana, and Riley Way pitches very well, and I'm not quite sure how much time Nate Savalainen has played on. I know he's pitched a couple of partial innings at the mound. So
well, I mean, Riley Way, that's if he is able to go.
Oh, he's cleared for the second game for sure. We've have confirmation for that one. Pitch on the way, swung on. This one will foul off, and he'll stay alive with a 1-2 count. Coach said this morning his eye was swelled up, but by the time they got to the stadium, it was opened up. And when I saw him and I spoke with him for a few moments before the game, he was up here getting some stuff out of the concession stand. His eye was fully open, and the doctor said they're going to hold him out for this one if they win. That one's hit down the third base line. The throw to first is there, and that'll be out number 1 on the inning. That will take us to the catcher, Chase Atkinson. But yeah, he has been cleared for game 2 if it happens. They wanted to hold him out, and that might be why, too, is to keep him for on the mound as well. So that brings us to Atkinson. He'll settle into the Hockey Lacrosse Wolf batter's box, and Danny Robinson moves into the Access Fitness on-deck circle. First pitch is outside on the right-handed batter, catches the plate for strike one. Atkinson settles in. Spencer Bailey settles on the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound. Pitch on the way. Check swing, and it comes off. Even count at one now. One down. Bottom of the third, tied at 3, Washington and Idaho. Pitch on the way. That one is outside. Makes it 2-1 on the count. Some good fans coming out here to support Legion Baseball at Ogren Park. They're streaming in here. This one's fouled down the third base line, and we moved the count to an even 2. It being Sunday, some of the fans are able to make it out now from Washington and Idaho. Pitch on the way. Outside. Makes it a full count at 3-2. One out here, bottom of the third, tied at 3, Washington and Idaho. Chase Atkinson in the Hockey Lacrosse Wolf batter's box. He'll hit this one foul down the third base line. On the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound is Spencer Bailey.
Atkinson 3 RBIs in 6 hits, 3 of which were runs scored for himself. Atkinson having a pretty good tournament, batting .333 and also 8 innings of relief pitching last night.
Pitch on the way. This one's going to be fouled down the first base line. He'll stay alive with a full count at 3-2. Atkinson pitched very well, and he would come from behind the plate. That's always an interesting aspect to have. You know, with Legion Baseball, to get to the AA level, which is in Montana the top echelon, this one's going to be hit deep into center field. Center fielder is going to backpedal. He'll search for it in the sun. It's high, and he'll get it in the glove, and that'll be out number 2. But at these levels, when you get up here higher, to make the varsity squad, if you will, they want you to be versatile, be able to play multiple spots, and be able to do several things. And all these guys able to do that. That'll bring us to the right fielder, Eric Towsley. Or I apologize, looking at the wrong side of the score sheet. That's the designated hitter, Danny Robinson. And Chris Powell goes to the on-deck circle. Pitch on the way by Bailey. This one will be swung on, bounces down the first base line, picked up by the first baseman. The toss to the pitcher, and he'll get the tag to retire the side. So 1, 2, 3 for Idaho. We go to the top of the fourth, tied at 3 on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Welcome to Access Fitness, where there's no initiation fees and no contracts. You just get results. With the top-of-the-line equipment to help you reach your fitness goals at your convenience, and 5 locations in western Montana cities, no matter where you venture, you can access your fitness home. Access Fitness is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so you can work out at your schedule. Access Fitness, no initiation fees, no contracts, just results. Access Fitness is a proud sponsor of the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament. Feel stuck to your computer when you're cheering on your Prep Sports hero when you can't make it to the game? Well, now you don't have to. The Missoula Prep Sports Network has the app for all of Missoula high school sports fans.
It doesn't get any better than this. This is the future.
Just search Missoula Prep Sports Network in either the iTunes or Google Play app stores and take the game on the go.
How fantastic is that?
Missoula Prep Sport Network knows that life is busy. You don't have time to sit by the computer. Download the app and take the game with you.
Welcome back to Fox for Missoula Prep Sports Network. Chris Stratton, Taylor Featherman here. Championship Sunday, the 2017 American Legion Northwest AA Regional Tournament. Idaho and Washington battling it out for a chance to play Montana in the championship. We heard from Mike George yesterday. He's in Virginia. Looks like a beautiful day on the diamond in Missoula. Watching live again from Virginia. Thanks for the great coverage. Coach Moyer for president. Go Twins.
Coach. That's funny.
So the leadoff batter on the inning for Washington here at the top of the fourth will be the right fielder, Eric Towsley. And the first pitch by Baldwin to Towsley will be a strike.
Baldwin doing a bang-up job so far. 43 pitches thrown, 25 of which have been in the zone, as that one's going to ring in for a ball just low. 3 innings of work thus far, 4 hits, 3 runs, none of which have been earned.
Pitch on the way. Swung on. This one's over the head of the second baseman. Bounces in right field. Picked up on the knee. And they'll lead off with a runner at first. That'll take us to the pitcher, Spencer Bailey. And Colt Moen will go to the on-deck circle.
Eric Towsley doing it again. Last time he hit a single was a little bunt down that third base line that ended up getting thrown into the bullpen, and he got 3 bags out of it.
Baldwin with the breath. The pitch. Low. Ball 1. Tied at 3 here in the top of the fourth. Washington and Idaho. Chris Stratton, Taylor Featherman on the call here on the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in and cheering on your Prep Sports heroes. Pitch on the way. That one's in the dirt. Runner will hold it first, and we'll have a 2-0 count here for Bailey.
That was a good play by Atkinson. That one got away from him, but the way he popped up and postured froze the runner at first, as we'll get a little conference here between Spencer Bailey and his coach down the third base line.
That would be Mike Archer for Washington. Yakima Valley. They call them the Yakima Pepsi Pack. That's their Legion name. And we're set to go for play. Pitch on the way, showing bunt. It's going to catch the plate for strike 1. And we'll go to a 2-1 count here for Bailey. This one will be hit down the third base line. It'll land in the bullpen for Idaho and bounce up on the grassy area down there. And it will make it an even count at 2. Bailey settles back in. Montana and Idaho playing an epic game last night. And that pitch will strike out the batter. And Baldwin's got a K under his belt. We'll go to the catcher now, Colton Moen. And Mitchell Belton will go to the Access Fitness on-deck circle. That pitch catches the plate. Idaho beat Wyoming on Friday 9-3 to get themselves here. And they would win over Juneau on Thursday 3-1. Their only loss on the tournament is against this Yakima team in the opening game. They would fall 13-11. So an even count now at 1 for Moen, with 1 out here and a runner at first. Tied at 3, top of the fourth. Washington and Idaho. Wyatt Baldwin, right-handed pitcher on the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound. Runner goes at first. That one's going to be popped right up. And the third baseman can't handle it. They'll throw to third. He'll slide in time. And on the air, the runner reaches at first. And the runner that was at first is now at third. Runners on the corners, 1 down here in the top of the fourth. Go ahead, Taylor.
That was kind of a weird Baldwin, like a non-contact. He just slipped on the mound trying to get off the bump to scoop that ball. But luckily the third baseman was able to make it out there fast enough. That's Jaden Phillips before runners advance past third, maybe even second for first baseman.
That'll bring us to the left fielder, Mitchell Belton for Washington. Runners at first and third, 1 out. Baldwin with the pitch. Bunt laid down, first base line. It'll stay fair. Picked up by Baldwin. The top toss to first with the out number 2, but the runner from third comes home, and Washington now takes a lead 4-3 on the Raw recycled activewear scoreboard. Swinging to the top of the batting order now for Washington And the center fielder, Bryce Hegelson, will come to the plate.
Hegelson walked in his first at-bat here today and then grounded out after that. But Hegelson also with some pop. He has already had one clear the fences here in this tournament.
Runner at second steps away, 2-step lead. Baldwin watches him, pitch on the way. That one will go outside on the right-handed batter for ball 1. Dak Archer in the Access Fitness on-deck circle for Washington. 2 outs, top of the 4th. Washington leads Idaho 4-3 on the Raw Recycled Activewear scoreboard. Baldwin with the pitch. That one will be low, and we'll go to a 2-0 count here. Sun just about in that right spot where you can't see the scoreboard anymore. Baldwin checks the runner at second. Now the pitch. This one's hit down the first baseline foul, and it's going to go deep over the top of the picnic area and land. It'll bounce around a couple of times off one of the tents. And that'll be strike 1 for the center fielder. Hegelson will settle in. Pitch on the way. Swung on. This one's going to go deep into center field. Center fielder's back there. He's got it in his glove, and that will retire the side. Washington will get ahead, making it 4-3 on the Raw Recycled Active scoreboard. We'll be back in 60 seconds on Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Fitness is way easier when you're a part of an amazing support group. And group fitness classes at Fuel Fitness offer something for every interest at every ability level. The Fuel Fitness monthly calendar includes cycling, yoga, kickboxing, muscle pump, ULA, kettlebell, and so much more. I know, so cool, right? With a facility this big, there's always room for you. Make new Fuel friends and find out more at clubfuelfitness.com or take a tour at 1934 Brooks in the Holiday Village, Missoula. It's open 24/7.
Looking to build your sports apparel collection? Can't find your favorite player's jersey? Visit our friends at Raw, Missoula's only recycled activewear store. With a huge selection of jerseys, activewear, and the largest selection of used sporting goods, Raw is your one-stop shop location. Check out their online store at www.stores.ebay.com/recycled activewear and check out Raw's selection of recycled active gear. Raw Recycled Activewear is a proud sponsor of the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament.
Welcome back to Missoula, Montana. Chris Stratton, Taylor Featherman at Ogren Park Allegiance Field for the semifinal game. Washington and Idaho. Washington leads Idaho 4-3 going into the bottom of the 4th, and our leadoff batter for Idaho will be the right fielder, Chris Powell. And this one's turning out to be a little bit of a slugfest. They would see each other in the opening game at 9:30 a.m. on Wednesday, and the Yakima Pepsi Pack would come out 13-11 over the Lewis and Clark Twins. Our leadoff batter steps into the Hockey Lacrosse Wolf batter's box. And Spencer Bailey on the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound. First pitch is swung on and missed for strike 1.
Powell playing in all 3 games so far, batting .455 in his 11 at-bats with 5 hits and 2 RBIs.
Pitch on the way. Outside. Evens the count out at 1. Winner of this game moves on to play Montana for the championship. This one's hit down the first base line. It'll go foul as it bounces around in the concrete down there. And we have a 1-2 count here for the right fielder. Umpire calls time when the ball's cleared away. It was tossed back in towards the Washington dugout, and it kind of didn't make it to where it needed to go, and the umpire now has it in his pocket. Brian Larson behind the plate for this game. Jeff Maxey down the first base line. Max Cannon at second, and Phil Schlosser at third. Schlosser from Las Vegas, Cannon from right here in Missoula. This one will be swung on. He'll reach for it, bounces to the first baseman, and the race will be won by the first baseman for out number 1. Jeff Maxey from Greeley, Colorado. He is the umpire-in-chief for the tournament. And Brian Larson, one of Missoula, Montana's very own umpires. That will bring up the second baseman, Ryder Schultz, and Colt Olson will go to the Access Fitness on-deck circle. And that one's going to hit the foot of the batter, and he'll get the free base.
Another hit by pitch. This Yakima team has struggled with control, I would say. Of the teams we've seen in the tournament, Yakima with the most hit by pitches so far, but a lot of that goes back to Jeb Callaghan, who had 5 in one single game.
So that brings us Colt Olson, the left fielder. He'll settle into the Hockey Lacrosse Wolf batter's box. Runner at first steps away. Pitch by Bailey will be bounced down the first base line. The first baseman will rocket for it. The toss to first is there, and in time for out number 2 as the runner slid into first but just couldn't get down. The long, lanky body of the first baseman, number 32, Court Dietrich, jumping up and getting some airtime there. We'll swing to the top of the batting order for Idaho. That'll bring us to center fielder Alex Light. Runner at second now. 2 outs. Bailey with the pitch. That one will catch the inside of the plate on the right-handed batter of Light.
Light with a double to get things started here tonight. And then after that, a pop out in his last at-bat.
4-3 Washington over Idaho. Bottom of the 4th. Pitch on the way. This one's going to be hit over second base. It'll land on the fringe and roll out to second. Runner's going to come around for Idaho. The throw home not made in time, and it's tied at 4 on the Raw Recycled Activewear scoreboard.
Boy, Chris, these teams just keep hitting each other. This is the prize fight. We've made that analogy a couple times now, but this here really is, and it's a fair fight.
That will take us to the shortstop, A.J. Davis. Davis will settle in, runner at first. Tied at 4, 2 outs, bottom of 4. Washington and Idaho. Pitch on the way. That one will be a ball. Winner plays Montana. The loser becomes a spectator. Runner steps away from first, step and a half lead. They throw to first. Runner dives back in to get back in time.
A.J. Davis, one of the more consistent players on this Lewis and Clark team so far. In 2 at-bats, 2 hits here tonight, a couple of singles, also an RBI and a stolen base.
Pitch on the way. That one's low. Ball 1. Runner steps from first. 2 outs. Bottom of the 4th, tied at 4. The throw to first. Runner dives back in to back in time on the pickoff play. Pitch on the way. Catches the outside of the plate for strike 1. 2-1 count here for A.J. Davis. Jaden Phillips in the Access Fitness on deck circle. Runner steps from first. Spencer Bailey checks him. Deep breath in the pitch. This one's going to be pops down the first base line. The second baseman on his wheels. He'll get over there. Will not be able to field it. The runner will round second and will hold at third. And now with 2 outs, Idaho's got runners on the corners. And here comes the third baseman, Jaden Phillips, with Luke White going to the Access Fitness on deck circle.
Well, and A.J. Davis with his 3rd straight single. Granted, that one was more of a fielding error. The second baseman not able to get his glove on that one. But regardless, a single nonetheless.
So looking at Spencer Bailey, 3 2/3 innings on the mound. 4 runs allowed off of 5 hits. 2 of those earned. Walked and struck out a batter each. Hit 2. 68 pitches in. 45 of those are strikes. Here's the pitch. That one catches the plate for a strike. 2 outs here. Bottom of the 4th. Tied at 4. Washington and Idaho. They would play a stretch on Wednesday morning. It would be a 13-11 Yakima win. Pitch on the way. That one catches the plate First strike two. 0-2 count here now. 2 outs. Runners on the corners for Idaho. Throw to first. Runner gets back, standing up.
That's the 4th or 5th time we've seen Bailey just this inning try to check a runner.
Runner will go from first to second. This one's hit past the shortstop. It'll roll into left field. Picked up. Runner comes around and is at third in time while the runner from third scores. And now Idaho in charge, 5-4 on the Raw Recycled Activewear scoreboard with runners at first and third, 2 outs. And Taylor, here comes the heavy bat of the first baseman, Luke White.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I was talking about how he's struggled, his batting average low, only at .263 so far, but those few he's got a hold of have been monster shots. He's got a home run so far this tournament and a couple of doubles. As we're going to get a conference here. Coach Mike Archer making his way out to the mound.
Definitely wants to check in with his pitcher before White comes up. I've seen White load up the bat and knock him over the fence at Ogren Park Allegiance Field. And I think at the Lewiston tournament, he also put one over the fence on the Mavericks over there on his home field. Don't have the stats for all the teams here, folks. We apologize. On such a short turnaround, it's hard to get those stats, and also some of the coaches like to play poker and keep those cards close to their chest. So we've got the tournament stats. Taylor's done a phenomenal job for us compiling and taking care of those for us.
Do it, Cam.
We're ready for play. So White settles in with runners at first and third, 2 outs with a 5-4 game here in the bottom of the 4th. That pitch outside. I believe the last time that White was up, they pitched around him and he walked. I think it was 4 straight balls. Bailey settles the pitch. That one will be inside.
Well, and with
Ball
runners,
2.
with runners in the corner, if Yakima did decide to walk Bailey, that would put the force back in.
Throw to first. Runner dives back in. Chase Atkinson goes to the on-deck circle, the Access Fitness on-deck circle, and that's not any less of a threat than White.
That's the problem, is that if you pitch around White.
White will hit this one straight up in the air down the first base line. Catcher says he's got it. He's almost to the fringe, and he'll get it. No, he won't. It'll bounce off the netting. Umpire says foul ball, and we'll have a 2-1 count here for White. White will pick up the catcher's mask out of the dirt and hand it to him. Sportsmanship, we love to see that here. These two teams are battling it out, but one of the things that they preach here with the Legion baseball is sportsmanship.
We haven't really seen a bad showing of sportsmanship from any team, of any player yet.
Not at all.
Which is good.
Here's the pitch. This one will be fouled off for a strike. So an even count for White at 2. 2 outs, runners at first and third, and Idaho leads 5-4 on the Raw Recycled Activewear scoreboard in the bottom of the 4th. If Bailey can get out of this jam, that will take us to the 2-3-4 batters for Washington. Deep breath by Bailey, pitch on the way. This one will be swung on, it'll go over our heads. Actually, it'll go down the first base line. That one looked like it popped straight back. And that'll be a strike.
Might have put a hole in someone's umbrella over there.
Well, that's no good. With the beautiful sun coming out here, folks need those umbrellas to guard against this sun.
Duct tape fix.
Gorgeous here in Missoula after the smoke we've had. Mother Nature gracing us with a beautiful championship Sunday. Pitch on the way. Outside pitch. Makes it a full count at 3-2 for White.
Luke White very patient at the dish right now. We've seen him fall to a strikeout twice so far this tournament, but today he's taking his time.
Runner at first, steps away. Bailey checks him over his left shoulder. The deep breath and the pitch. That one's outside. It's going to get loose. They'll walk the batter. The runner will hold at third. And now with loaded bases with 2 outs, that'll bring up the catcher, Chase Atkinson.
Well, and that's kind of what we were just talking about is, so not intentionally pitching around Luke White, but you do. But now here comes Chase Atkinson batting .333 with 6 hits, 3 RBIs, and 3 runs scored, and he's already got a single here tonight, Chris.
2 outs, bottom of the 4th. Idaho leads 5-4 over Washington. The loaded bases. Pitch on the way. That one will be outside for ball 1. Bailey doesn't want this one to get away, and in the Access Fitness on-deck circle is Danny Robinson. Bailey with the pitch. Outside. Makes it 2-0 on the count.
Bailey 3 2/3 innings of work, as we're going to see the catcher, Eric Towsley's been the catcher in the past. Colton Moen now making his way out to the mound to talk to his pitcher. 3 2/3 innings of work so far here. 78 pitches already, Chris. 51 of which have been down in the zone. 6 hits allowed, 5 runs, 3 of which have been earned, with 2 walks and a strikeout.
As we've got action now in the Mike's Print and Copy bullpen for Yakima. Mike's Print and Copy, high quality copies and printing. Pitch on the way. That one will be outside. And we'll have a 3-0 count here now for the catcher. Can't see the number down the line there. It looks like a 2 of some sort, but I most likely am wrong. Could be Bailey Capoletti warming up there. He's coming and pitched some good innings. Pitch on the way. That one will catch the plate. We've got strike 1 for the catcher.
Well, yeah, and Capoletti only doing 19 pitches last night, Chris, or yesterday against Honolulu. So
Pretty sure that's a 2, so it could be either Quincy or Capoletti or Larson. They're going to go ahead and walk the batter. That'll bring a runner home from third with loaded bases, and Idaho now takes a 6-4 lead with the designated hitter, Danny Robinson, coming to the plate, and Chris Powell sliding into the on-deck, Access Fitness on-deck circle.
Robinson 0 for 2 here today after going 0 of 7 last night in a little bit of a rut, but he's had a pretty couple good games prior to this. See if he can't get out of it.
Pitch on the way. That one will catch the inside of the plate on the left-handed batter for strike 1. Bailey settles on the mound. The pitch on the way. Outside, evens the count out at 1. 2 outs here, bottom of the 4th. Idaho leads Washington 6-4 on the Raw Recycled Activewear scoreboard. Pitch on the way. That one will be bounced over the pitcher's head. Second baseman will pick it up, slides. The toss to first is there in time, and they'll expire the side. Idaho will take a 6-4 lead here in the bottom of the 4th. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Welcome to Access Fitness, where there's no initiation fees and no contracts. You just get results. With the top-of-the-line equipment to help you reach your fitness goals at your convenience, and 5 locations in western Montana cities, no matter where you venture, you can access your fitness home. Access Fitness is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so you can work out at your schedule. Access Fitness, no initiation fees, no contracts, just results. Access Fitness is a proud sponsor of the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament.
Do you have a sweet video of your sports athlete? Did you experience a sports-altering moment or something at a sporting event that wowed the crowd? Go to our homepage at www.mpsn406.com and click on the Contact Us tab at the bottom of the homepage. Email us your video. We'll choose a new one every Monday, and yours just might go viral. Visit us today at MPSN406 on Facebook and Twitter. MPSN.com, Missoula's home for Mrs. Prep Sports Heroes. Welcome back to Missoula Prep Sports Network's coverage of the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament. Chris Stratton, Taylor Featherman at Ogren Park Allegiance Field. We're in the top of the 5th, and Idaho leads Washington 6-4 on the Raw Recycled Activewear scoreboard. And our leadoff batter for Washington here will be the shortstop, Dak Archer. Got a email here from Mary Lorendu. Riley Way's grandma here. Let's go LC Twins. Thank you so much for broadcasting the games. Even though I didn't enjoy watching him get injured, he's there cheering on his team. Thank you for your email. So Archer waits for the first pitch. It's on its way by Baldwin. This one will be hit out to the first baseman. He'll pick it up on the dirt, the race, the toss, and it will be won by the pitcher for out number 1.
Well, that was just good heads-up play there by Baldwin, catching the little blooper there and just getting out at the first base to cover. That was just good heads-up.
That'll take us to the third baseman, Justin Vandebrake. Vandebrake will settle in. The hockey and lacrosse Wolf batter's box. Pitch by Baldwin on its way. That one will catch the inside of the plate on the right-handed batter for strike 1. Looking at Baldwin's stats here on the mound. He has 4 1/3 innings in, 4 runs, 6 off 6 hits, 1 of those earned. That pitch will be ball. Walked 2, struck out 1. 60 pitches, 36 of those have been strikes. He's been very consistent. Pitch on the way, swung on. This one's going to go into left field. Left fielder will come up and he'll get it before it comes down, and that'll be out number 2. That'll bring up the second baseman, Xander Orudis. And going to the on-deck circle is Court Dietrich. So the second baseman will settle into the hockey lacrosse Wolf batter's box, and the pitch is on its way by Baldwin. That one's low for ball 1. Pitch on the way. This one's hit deep into left field. It's got some legs. It will get over the fence with a solo shot. Orudis will make it 6-5 on the Raw Recycled Activewear scoreboard.
That's the second time we've seen Xander Orudis with a moonshot with the solo shot there. That kid's got some pop.
And that one clears the 12-foot portion of the wall out there. It had some legs on it. That will bring us to the first baseman, Court Dietrich. And Eric Towsley will slide into the on-deck circle, the Access Fitness on-deck circle. And a brief meeting on the mound between the pitching coach, Baldwin, and Atkinson, and now we settle back into play. Here's the pitch to Dietrich. That one will be inside for ball 1. Dietrich doing a great job holding down first base defensively. Had some good plays over there. Pitch inside once again for ball 2. We saw action in the Washington Mike's Print and Copy bullpen. This one's fouled up over the concession stands down the first base line, and that'll be strike 1. Nothing in the Idaho Mike's Print and Copy bullpen as of yet. Pitch on the way. Swung on, fouled again, right in the same line as the last one. And we go to an even count at 2. 2 outs here, top of the 5th. Idaho leads Washington 6-5. Winner moves on to play Montana for the championship. Pitch by Baldwin. Swung on. This one will come off the hand grips, rolls out to first base, and the toss to Baldwin, and he'll expire the side. 1-2. A solo shot home run brings Washington within 1. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
For over 30 years, Garden of Eden has passionately pursued to aid Missoula's area churches in their mission to evangelize the surrounding areas. Garden of Eden has a large stock of books, gifts, music, toys, and more. Stop in to visit their full-service coffee bar and luscious homemade fudge. Shop their online store and get free shipping on orders of $69 or more. Visit them at www.shopgardenofreden.com or stop by their store at 2621 Brooks. Garden of Eden is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports and the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Advertising on the web can be intimidating. Where do you start? What is the most effective way to reach the audience you are targeting? Milk Crate Media can help you reach your audience, whether it's social media marketing or creating a unique commercial for streaming or radio advertising. Milk Crate Media can help you build a new website or rebuild your existing website that will bring users back again and again. Visit www.mcratemedia.com today. Milk Crate Media is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports in Missoula and the surrounding valley.
Welcome back to Oak Grove Park, Allegiance Field. Chris Stratton, Taylor Featherman on the call here for the Missoula Prep Sports Network. We are in the bottom of the 5th. Idaho leads Washington 6-5 on the Raw Recycled Activewear scoreboard. And leading off for Idaho here is their right fielder, Chris Powell. And Ryder Schultz goes to the Access Fitness on-deck circle. So Powell will settle into the Hockey Lacrosse Wolf batter's box, and Spencer Bailey will remain on the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound. First pitch on its way. That one's outside and off the tip of the glove of Moen. That'll be a ball. Winner moves on to play Montana 45 minutes after this one for the championship. The winner of the championship goes to Shelby, North Carolina for the Legion World Series. This is going to be hit deep into left field. It's got some legs. It will bounce off the wall at the warning track. Runner is around at second. The throw will not be in time. And Idaho leads off with a double.
Chris Powell nearly answering Orudis' solo shot. Exact same line, but hit just, I don't know, what would you say, a foot and a half low on the wall there?
Yeah, just below. It was about 3 feet to the right and about a foot and a half lower, just like you said. And that is number 22, Riley Quincy, now warming up in the Mike's Print and Copy bullpen down the first base line for Washington. Coming to the plate now will be the second baseman, Ryder Schultz, and Bailey settles for a moment. Batter calls time and steps out.
Schultz last at bat, he got actually plunked by a pitch. Before that, it hit into a fielder's choice and reached.
Colt Olson in the Access Fitness on deck. Runner steps away from second. Here's the pitch. That one just off the elbow. Looked like it almost caught him there.
Yeah, nearly back-to-back hit by pitches.
That'll be ball one. Schultz settles in. Deep breath by Bailey. Pitch on the way. This one inside on the plate on the right-handed batter. Evens the count out at 1. So they've got Riley Quincy warming up in the Mike's Print and Copy bullpen. No outs here. Bottom of the 5th. 6-5 Idaho over Washington. They're threatening with a runner at second. This one outside on the right-handed batter. Makes it a 2-1 count here.
Bailey kind of been beat up so far on the bump. 4 innings of work so far, 7 hits allowed, which generated 6 runs, 4 of which were earned, 3 walks, a strikeout, 2 hit by pitches, so 5 total walks, and 88 pitches, 55 of which have been in the zone.
Pitch on the way, outside, and that'll move it to a 2-1 count now. Scoreboard says 3-1. Game tracker says 2-1. We'll go with the scoreboard. Runner steps away from second. Bailey steps onto the plate. Nods at the pitch. Checks the runner at second. 2-step lead. Pitch on the way. Swung on. This one will bounce over the pitcher's head. It'll roll out to second. The throw to third is not there in time, and the runner is at safe. With no outs here, Idaho's got runners at first and third, and on his way to step into the Hockey Lacrosse Wolf batter's box is the left fielder, Colt Olson.
Olson grounded out his last at bat, prior to that hit by a pitch, but right now for Lewis and Clark, leadoff double followed by a single. His team kind of looking to get a couple back here.
And Moen will step in front of the plate to signal the field. And here comes Archer out of the bullpen to go speak with his pitcher. And I wonder if this is where, Riley Quincy making his way down. Archer almost to the mound now. We'll hold here for a moment just to see. Looks like he's just having a conversation as Quincy makes his way down to the first baseline here. And there's the ball handed over. So we'll have a pitching change here on the mound for Yakima. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Hockey Wolf and Lacrosse Wolf is Missoula's one-stop shop for all your hockey and lacrosse needs.
Check this out.
It may be warm outside, but you can still take care of your hockey fix in their 1/3 sized indoor rink.
Really? Wow, crazy.
Stop in to 1010 North Avenue West and see what they have in store for your hockey needs. Hockey Wolf and Lacrosse Wolf is a proud sponsor of high school sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network. The Missoula Prep Sports Network is Missoula's home for local sports. MPSN406.com has the news on Missoula and surrounding communities' sports heroes. Our mission is to make our local sports heroes feel just like sports heroes. Visit us today at www.mpsn406.com. Follow us on Twitter at MPSN406. MPSN406.com, Missoula's home for its prep sports heroes.
Back here at Ogren Park, Legion's Field, Chris Stratton, Taylor Featherman for the Missoula Prep Sports Network. The American Legion 2017 Northwest Regional AA Tournament. And in the semifinal game, it is Washington and Idaho. And we've got a call to the Mike's Print and Copy bullpen. And the new pitcher on the mound is number 22, Riley Quincy. And Spencer Bailey is done. They are not hitting with the DH, so Bailey will slide in as a batter as well. And it looks like Bailey is out there now as the catcher, and Moen will be done behind the plate.
Interesting switch there.
So warming up on the mound is...
That's Eric Towsley catching.
Oh, it is Towsley. Okay. I wonder why they had the other young man out there. So we'll make that correction here. So Eric Towsley comes in from right field. And Bailey goes to right field. So we're ready for action here. Runners at first and third. This one's going to be fouled off. No outs. Bottom of the fifth. Idaho leads 6-5. And at the plate is Colt Olson for Idaho. On the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound is Riley Quincy. Pitch on the way. Bunt laid down. It's going to roll down the first base line. It will stay. It will go foul as it does not reach. And runners will head back to their bases. So looking at Bailey's stats with his time on the mound. 4 innings, 6 runs off 8 hits, 4 of those runs allowed, walk 3, struck out 1, hit 2, 93 pitches, 57 of which were strikes. Quincy now with the pitch. That one will be high. And we will have a 1-2 count now for Olson. Runners step away from first. 1-step lead out there. The third base runner stands at the plate, at the bag. Pitch on the way. Swung on. This one will foul down the first base line. And he'll stay alive on the 1-2 count.
Staying alive is right.
Beautiful day here in Missoula, Montana. We want to welcome all of you in and thank you for joining and watching as the two teams battle it out for a chance to play in the championship game. Washington and Idaho. Idaho up 6-5 over Washington in the bottom of the fifth. No outs. Runners at first and third. And a 1-2 count here for Colt Olson. Throw back to first for the pickoff.
Olson batting .250 so far this tournament. No RBIs yet registered, but he's in a good opportunity here to put one on the board.
Pitch by Quincy. This one will be hit. Ducking out of the way is the runner at first. It'll roll into right field. The runner will come down the line to third. And Idaho will take a 7-5 lead here now in the bottom of the 5th.
There's his RBI.
That'll take us to the top of the batting order for Idaho. And the center fielder, Alex Light.
Light with a double and a single so far, 2 of 3. Having a pretty good day here at the dish.
So runners at first and third, no outs. Bottom of the 5th. Light settles into the Hockey Lacrosse Wolf batter's box. And Riley Quincy on the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound. Nods at the pitch. Checks the runner at second, who's got a 2-step lead. Pitch on the way. Bunt laid down. It's going to go down the third base line. Picked up by the pitcher. Throw to first is there in time for out number 1. But the bunt does its job as movement happens, and runners at second and third with 1 out here.
Well, Chris, you're exactly right. He's able to advance the runners and bring up the very, very, very sturdy bat of A.J. Davis, who already tonight is 3 for 3 with 3 singles. Having a really good night. So far in this tournament, batting .450. A couple of RBIs and a double for him.
And that slides Jaden Phillips into the Access Fitness on-deck circle. Quincy now ready for the pitch. Takes a moment and the batter calls time. Runners at second and third with 1 out here. Bottom of the 5th. Idaho leads Washington 7-5. Pitch on the way. That one is outside for ball 1. These two teams saw each other once already in the tournament. They would play the opening game, and Yakima Pepsi Pack would win that one 13-11. So Idaho wants to get this one back and go back and play Montana for the championship. This one's going to go foul down the first base line. The right fielder says he can get it, but he's not going to have the ability to as it hits in the second row in the general admission seating down the first base line. So Davis will settle back in to the Hockey Lacrosse Wolf batter's box. Pitch on the way, outside, and we've got ball 2. 2-1 count for Davis. Runners at second and third. 1 out, bottom of the 5th. Idaho leads Washington 7-5 on the Raw recycled activewear scoreboard. Quincy with the pitch. This one will be low, and we'll go to a 3-1 count.
3 for 3, 3 singles. I'm just blown away by that. A.J. Davis having a great night, or afternoon, I suppose, and coming off of a really good one yesterday where he was 4 for 7 with a run and an RBI. He's on fire currently.
And Idaho, if they win this one, we'll see what kind of longevity they have because they played 15 against Montana last night. This one's going to be hit deep into center field. Hegelson's back there searching for it in the sun. He's got it in the glove. That'll be out number 2. The runners will advance from second and third, and Idaho now takes an 8-5 lead over Washington.
Well, right there, he's not able to keep his streak alive of singles, but a big pop out to center field is just what the doctor ordered for Idaho, now putting another one up on the board via the tag.
And that'll take us to the third baseman, Jaden Phillips, with Luke White going to the Access Fitness on-deck circle. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Idaho leads Washington 8-5. A runner at third. Pitch on the way. That one will catch the plate for strike.
Phillips 1 for 3 today so far with a single. I'm used to the night games. You know, the last 2 nights in a row we've called what, 14 and 15 innings?
Pitch on the way. That one's inside for a ball. Had some great baseball here this weekend, folks. It's been a lot of fun. I'm so glad we were able to bring these games for you guys. We've had fun. I hope you've had fun cheering on your local prep sports heroes wherever you're watching and tuning into the game. We really wanted to do this for you guys because we know it's tough with the turnaround like this, with the tournament, the distance. We wanted to make sure that you guys were able to, the fans, were able to see the game. Pitch on the way. This one's going to be high for a ball. So thank you for tuning in. We also appreciate the love that you've sent us via text or Twitter, Facebook, and your emails. Keep it up. At MPSN 406. Pitch on the way. This one will be bounced over the pitcher's head. Out to second. The throw to first will be there in time. That will retire the side, but not before Idaho gets 2 more. It's 8-5 Idaho over Washington on the Raw scoreboard. Back in 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Mike's Print and Copy is your locally owned print shop. Whether it's custom letterhead or business cards, Mike and his friendly staff understand that your business is important to you and will make sure that your project is handled in a professional and timely manner. Drop into Mike's Print and Copy to have them take care of your printing needs. Stop by 1503 South Russell or give them a call today at 406-728-3363 to have Mike's Print and Copy take care of your printing needs. Mike's Print and Copy is a proud sponsor of high school sports in Missoula and the surrounding community. Wondering what this week's fishing conditions are like in western Montana? The Missoula Prep Sports Network has you covered. Stop by our website, www.mpsn406.com weekly to get the iFlyFish Montana fishing alert. David Dietrich and the crew at iFlyFish Montana have you covered when it comes to all things fly fishing. Visit iFlyFishMontana.com to get the latest reviews on fly shop, river conditions, and more. Follow iFlyFish Montana on Instagram to relive their fishing experiences. iFlyFish Montana is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Welcome back to Ogren Park Allegiance Field in beautiful Missoula, Montana. Chris Stratton, Taylor Featherman on the call here with the semifinal game, Championship Sunday for the 2017 American Northwest Regional AA Tournament. Taylor Featherman and Chris Stratton having lots of fun here. And at the top of the 6th, our leadoff batter for Washington is the catcher, Eric Towsley. Towsley would move to the catcher position after Bailey was done on the mound. Pitch on the way. Inside. On the mound, Wyatt Baldwin, the right-handed pitcher. That's what I wanted to say first, and it came out Riot. Number 30. And he's got a 2-0 count here for Towsley. That pitch will catch the plate for strike 1. And we've got a 3-1 count now. Baldwin's been pitching strong here. That one will catch the plate. We'll go to an even count at 2. Baldwin settles on the mound. Pitch on the way. Swung on. This one will bounce out to second baseman. He'll get it in the glove. Spins, throws. Pitch. Throw is there, and that will retire the batter. That will take us to the right fielder, Spencer Bailey. And that will put Riley Quincy in the on deck. This one will be fouled, or this one will be hit straight up over second base. High one. Center fielder comes up for it. He's got it in the glove, and that'll be out number 2. So Riley Quincy will have his first opportunity at bat.
Number 22, Riley Quincy.
So Quincy will settle into the batter's box. Pitch on the way. That one will catch the plate for a strike. Pitcher versus pitcher duel. And Quincy, that pitch will be low, evens out at 1. Very lanky young man. He's got to be 6'7", 6'8".
Yeah, he looks. I'm terrible at judging height, but he looks a pretty tall kid.
Pitch on the way. I'd say he might even be closer to 6'10". Legs all the way up to his armpits. Pitch on the way. Swung on. This one's going to go deep into center field. Looking for it. Shading his eyes from the sun with the glove, and it'll land in there, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 for Washington. We go to the bottom of the 6th with an 8-5 game, Idaho on the Raw scoreboard. Back in 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Stitches of Missoula is your resource for embroidery and screen printing. Stitches can handle your large-scale projects for your team, special event, or for your organization. With their on-site graphic artists and design support team, Stitches can help you turn your idea into a compelling logo. Give Stitches a call today at 406-529-2632 to speak with their super friendly staff. Stitches is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Stitches, we make you look good.
Feel stuck to your computer when you're cheering on your Prep Sports hero when you can't make it to the game? Well, now you don't have to. The Missoula Prep Sports Network has the app for all of Missoula high school sports fans.
It doesn't get any better than this. This is the future.
Just search Missoula Prep Sports Network in either the iTunes or Google Play app stores and take the game on the go.
How fantastic is that?
The Missoula Prep Sport Network knows that life is busy. You don't have time to sit by the computer. Download the app and take the game with you.
Welcome back to Missoula Prep Sports Network's coverage of the 2017 American Legion Northwest Regional Tournament, AA tournament in Missoula, Montana. And in the bottom of the 6th, Idaho has an 8-5 lead over Washington. The leadoff batter for Idaho here will be Luke White, the first baseman. That's a tough one to lead off here on the inning. The winner of the game will move on to play Montana for the championship 45 minutes after this game gets over. Montana would fall to Idaho last night, and they would beat Washington 21-14 on Thursday. Pitch on the way. This one's batted down the first base line. Bunted, I should say. The throw to first is not there in time. No, it's there just ahead of the runner for out number 1. That brings up the catcher, Chase Atkinson.
Number 26, Chase Atkinson.
So Atkinson will settle in. Deep breath and the pitch. That one will catch the plate for strike 1.
Talked about it earlier today, Chris. Atkinson coming in last night late in the ball game as a reliever and going 86 pitches, I believe. Hang on, let me find where I'm at. 96.
Pitch on the way. Atkinson settles back in. Riley Quincy on the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound. Pitch on the way. This one hit down the third base line in the glove of the third baseman. The ball is rocketed over to first, and that'll be out number 1. Great job by Court Dietrich, the first baseman, to settle himself to make sure that that foot was on the bag and the ball in the glove.
I was going to say great play out there by Vanderbrick to not only catch that one, but he kind of gave it the little spin move so he could use his momentum to fire that to first.
That'll take us to the designated hitter, Danny Robinson, and Chris Powell goes to the on-deck.
Robinson 0-for-3, still struggling as that first pitch is going to be inside for strike 1.
Pitch on the way. Riley Quincy on the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound. Pitch on the way. That one will be inside. Evens the count out at 1. Quincy settles on the mound. Pitch on the way. This one's going to be hit over the head of the shortstop, lands in right field, or left field, rolls out, and the runner will get on with 2 outs here. Bottom of the 6th, Idaho leads Washington 8-5 on the Raw Recycled Activewear scoreboard, and coming to the plate is the right fielder, Chris Powell.
That right there is exactly what Danny Robinson needed. 0-for-7 last night, and then he starts this game 0-for-3, but a nice shot out to left field to start off his ball game here. Now 1-for-4 on the night.
Pitch on the way. This one's going to be hit into left field. Left fielder's back there at the warning track, and that will retire the side. So Idaho gets one on, but they'll leave him there, and they'll lead 8-5 going into the top of the 7th. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Fitness is way easier when you're a part of an amazing support group. And group fitness classes at Fuel Fitness offer something for every interest at every ability level. The Fuel Fitness monthly calendar includes cycling, yoga, kickboxing, muscle pump, ULA, kettlebell, and so much more. I know, so cool, right? With a facility this big, there's always room for you. Make new Fuel friends and find out more at clubfuelfitness.com or take a tour at 1934 Brooks in the Holiday Village, Missoula. It's open 24/7.
Looking to build your sports apparel collection? Can't find your favorite player's jersey? Visit our friends at RA, Missoula's only recycled activewear store. With a huge selection of jerseys, activewear, and the largest selection of used sporting goods, RA is your one-stop shop location. Check out their online store at www.stores.ebay.com/recycled activewear and check out RA's selection of recycled active gear. RA Recycled Activewear is a proud sponsor of the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament.
Welcome back to Oakland Park, Allegiance Field. A little hot on the microphone. I apologize there, Taylor, for jumping in your ear there.
Oh, you're all good.
Chris Stratton, Taylor Featherman here at the Northwest Regional Tournament semifinal game, Championship Sunday. It is Washington and Idaho leads Washington 8-5, top of the 7th, and the leadoff batter for Washington is the left fielder, Mitchell Belton.
Belton with a single. This is just going to be his third at-bat here so far with a single. We'll see what he can get going here.
Pitch on the way by Baldwin. And it'll be a strike.
Baldwin still going strong. 80 pitches so far, 81 after that. 6 innings total, 7 hits allowed, 5 runs.
Pitch on the way outside, evens it out at 1. Bryce Hegelson goes to the Access Fitness on-deck circle for Washington. Winner of the game faces Montana 45 minutes after this one's done. This one's going to be hit out into the glove of White, and that will be out number 1. That'll swing us to the top of the batting order for Washington. Bringing up the center fielder, Bryce Hegelson.
Luke White doing an excellent job defensively out there at first base. That one was, I'd say, 4 or 5 feet off of the base, but he's able to get out and get active and get after that one.
Wyatt Baldwin with the pitch, showing bunt, breaks it off, and it will be a ball.
Interesting. 1 out, Hegelson thinking about bunting on. That's odd for a player who has the power Hegelson does.
Pitch, this one's hit straight up in the air down the first base line, and that will be foul for the strike. Hegelson settles in. Right-handed batter is Hegelson. He's got an even count at 1. 1 out. Pitch on the way. It'll be high to make it ball 2. Idaho leads 8-5 over Washington in the top of the 7th. Winner moves on to play Montana for the championship. This one's fouled off, and we'll go to a 1-2 count.
Hegelson doing a great job just fouling balls off. Really going to make Baldwin work for this out. Or potentially Hegelson might get on. You never know. Baldwin, though, 5 runs allowed. Only 2 of them have been earned.
Pitch on the way. Outside, and it will make it a full count at 3-2. 1 out here in the top of the 7th. 8-5 on the Raw Recycled Activewear scoreboard. Pitch on the way. That one will strike out the batter as Brian Larson will rip the phone book.
Hegelson was about halfway to first base by the time he realized that he just got struck out.
That will take us to the shortstop, Dak Archer, and he'll hit that one short, picked up by the second baseman, hopped over the head of White. He kind of tossed that one with his glove, and it went over the head of White, and the runner will reach.
Well, I actually like that play a lot there by Schultz. Just try to get a glove on it and then flip it up to your first baseman, White. Really fast, because he didn't have a lot of time to work there, but just a lot of oomph on that one. Clear over the head of White, which wasn't easy. White's a big kid.
That brings us to third baseman, Vandebrake. He'll hit this one into left field, getting on his horse and getting out there. The center fielder will actually slide with it in the glove, and that will expire the side. Washington will get one on. They'll leave him there, and we'll have an 8-5 score on the scoreboard. Back in 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Some changes in life are too painful to go through alone, and Cunningham Law can help in making difficult decisions from divorce to child custody. Kyle Cunningham focuses solely on family law. Cunningham Law will help you land on your feet when big changes come to your family and life. Visit www.familylawmontana.com or give Kyle a call at 406-203-4678 today. Cunningham Law Services. You don't have to go through this alone. Cunningham Law is a proud sponsor of the Northwest Regional Tournament. The Missoula Prep Sports Network is Missoula's home for local sports. MPSN406.com has the news on Missoula and surrounding communities' sports heroes. Our mission is to make our local sports heroes feel just like sports heroes. Visit us today at www.mpsn406.com. Follow us on Twitter at MPSN406. MPSN406.com, Missoula's home for its prep sports heroes.
Welcome back to the Missoula Prep Sports Network's coverage of the 2017 Northwest Regional American Legion Tournament. It is the mid-7. I hope you guys are standing up and doing the 7th inning stretch wherever you're at, because everyone here is doing the same. We've got a good one here. Idaho over Washington, 8-5 on the Raw Activewear scoreboard. And leading off here in the bottom of the 7th for Idaho is Ryder Schultz. And going to the Access Fitness on-deck circle is the Colt Olson. First pitch by Quincy will be low for a ball.
Schultz so far tonight, but hit into a fielder's choice where he ended up reaching, hit by a pitch, and then also with a single his last at-bat.
Pitch on the way by Quincy. This one bounced out to the shortstop. He'll get it on the hop. Throw to first is there in time, and that'll be out number 1. Getting down to the nubs here as we are in the bottom of the 7th with 1 out. And the left fielder, Colt Olson, comes to the plate with Alex Light going to the Access Fitness on-deck circle. Winner of this game moves on to the championship game against Montana. Pitch on the way. Bunt laid down. Down the third base line, picked up by the pitcher. The throw to first is there, and that will retire batter number 2. We'll swing to the top of the batting order here now for Idaho, and that will bring us the center fielder, Alex Light.
Alex Light, a double, a single, and 2 for 4 so far. We'll see what he can get going here in his 5th at-bat.
We've got Montana in the building as the young men are up on the third base line deck here. Pitch on the way. And that will be a ball to Light. Boys staying loose up there. Quincy with the pitch. This one will be hit foul down the first base line, and that will even the count out at 1. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Idaho leads Washington 8-5 on the Raw Recycled Activewear scoreboard. The Yakima Pepsi Pack and the Lewiston Clark Twins. Pitch on the way. That one will go on the dirt, and we'll have a 2-1 count here. We've seen a switch on the mound for Washington with Riley Quincy coming in. Idaho standing strong with Wyatt Baldwin. Pitch on the way. This one's fouled up over our heads here, and that will even the count out at 2.
Well, and Quincy doing pretty good so far. 2 2/3 innings of work. Only 2 hits allowed. No runs. No walks or strikes. 27 pitches here, 17 of which have been into the zone.
Pitch on the way. This one, check swing. He didn't commit. It'll be a ball. Quincy settles and readjusts the dirt around the plate. Now he's on the mound. Nobody on. Bottom of the 7th, 2 outs. Pitch on the way. That one will walk the batter, and now Idaho will have a runner at first, and that will bring up the shortstop, A.J. Davis.
A.J. Davis, Mr. Hot himself, 3 for 4 tonight. Today, I'm terrible at that. 3 singles, though.
That's all right. It's night somewhere.
It's true. But I'm also bad with time zones, so let's not even get into that.
Pitch on the way. That one will catch the inside of the plate on the right-handed batter for strike one. Bottom of the seventh, 2 outs. Idaho over Washington, 8-5 on the Raw Recycled Activewear scoreboard. Runner steps away from first. And we've got Jaden Phillips in the Access Fitness on-deck circle. The throw to first, the pickoff play not successful as the runner dives back in on the slide.
Idaho just looking to build that lead, add a little insurance. 8-5 the score, 2 outs here.
Runner steps from first. Quincy watches him over his left shoulder. They'll throw back there as he dives back in. Quincy will take a deep breath. Looked like maybe Max Cannon had a word to him out there as he shook his head when he was looking at Max. Maybe it had been the shortstop. This one will be hit, rocketed right over the pitcher's head. Lands past the fringe over second. The throw to third as the runner's on his way, and it bounces around. The runner will advance from first to second, and that will put runners at second and third for Idaho with 2 down, and they lead 8-5.
When Yakima looks flustered here.
That brings up the third baseman, Jaden Phillips, and Luke White goes to the on-deck circle.
Phillips a single in 4 at-bats so far, but that single right here would drive in some runs.
Runners at second and third, 2 outs. Bottom of 7, Idaho leads Washington 8-5. Riley Quincy on the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound with the pitch on the way. That one will be on the outside of the plate on the right-handed batter for strike one. What a game Idaho played last night with Montana, a 15-inning marathon game, resulting in Idaho winning. Pitch on the way. That one will be in the dirt. Evens the count out at 1.
When Idaho looking like they're picking right up where they left off with 8 runs so far here.
Pitch on the way. This one will be fouled in the netting back at us, and that'll be strike 2. Phillips will settle back into the Hockey Lacrosse Wolf batter's box. Luke White in the Access Fitness on-deck circle. 2 outs here, bottom of the 7th. 8-5 Idaho over Washington as Phillips calls time and steps out of the box. Winner moves on to play Montana for the championship 45 minutes after this one finishes up. And then the closing ceremonies. Pitch on the way. This one swung on and missed. They're going to say pass play as the runner makes his way down, and that will retire the side. So Washington will hold off Idaho, but Idaho maintains an 8-5 lead. Top of the 8th in 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Welcome to Access Fitness, where there's no initiation fees and no contracts. You just get results. With the top-of-the-line equipment to help you reach your fitness goals at your convenience, and 5 locations in western Montana cities, no matter where you venture, you can access your fitness home. Access Fitness is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so you can work out at your schedule. Access Fitness, no initiation fees, no contracts, just results. Access Fitness is a proud sponsor of the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament. David Dietrich and the crew at iFlyFish Montana have you covered when it comes to all things fly fishing. Whether it's the scoop on the newest gear or images of the crew in their latest honey hole, iFlyFish Montana is your resource for angling in western Montana. David has immersed himself into the angler's culture in Montana to help you have the best fishing experience possible. Visit iFlyFishMontana.com to get the latest reviews on fly shops, river conditions, and more. iFlyFish Montana is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Welcome back to Fox Sports or Missoula Prep Sports Network. Chris Stratton, Taylor Featherman here at Ogren Park Allegiance Field in beautiful Missoula, Montana. The smoke has pushed its way out. We've got some clouds in the sky, but it is beautiful regardless. Top of the 8th inning with the Washington and Idaho semifinal game. Idaho leads Washington 8-5, and the leadoff batter for Idaho or Washington is the second baseman, Xander Arudis, who popped one over the wall here in the game so far. First pitch by Wyatt Baldwin is a strike on the right-handed batter.
Well, and Arudis so far, Chris, with a double, a single, and a home run.
Pitch on the way, catches the inside of the plate. And that'll be an 0-2 count here. And in the on-deck circle is Court Dietrich, the Access Fitness on-deck circle. Pitch on the way. That one's in the dirt. And we go to a 1-2 count here now for the second baseman. Arudis with some power behind the bat, as Taylor said. Pitch on the way. And that will strike out the batter. That'll be out number one. That takes us to the first baseman, Court Dietrich. Dietrich settles in. Pitch on the way. Swung on. This one's going to go foul over the first base concession stands for strike one. Dietrich settles in to the Hockey Lacrosse Wolf batter's box with a pitch on the way. This one will bounce in front of the plate, out to shortstop, picked up, throw to first is there in time, and that'll be out number two. That ball was on the hum as it came to first.
Well, that there was the third time tonight we've seen Dietrich ground out. He's been a little bit more consistent of that going into tonight, but he still let things off with a single, so I suppose it's okay.
And that'll put the catcher, Eric Towsley, inside the Hockey Lacrosse Wolf batter's box with a pitch on the way. Inside on the left-handed batter for ball one, and Spencer Bailey goes to the Access Fitness on-deck circle. Pitch on the way, high for ball two. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Pitch on the way. And that one will make it an even count at two. Pitch on the way. That one makes it a full count at 3-2 now. I think that's what it says out there, Taylor.
I believe so.
Dietrich settles in. Umpire says 3-2. Now the pitch. And that one will walk the batter. So with two outs here, Washington will have a runner at first with the right fielder, Spencer Bailey, coming to the plate.
Bailey led things off on the mound here today, Chris, going 4 innings, 8 hits allowed, 8 runs, 6 of which were earned. A total of 5 walks, as the first one's going to come down the pipe, but just a little bit low for ball one.
Runner at first, 2 outs. Top of the 8th, Idaho leads Washington 8-5. Pitch on the way. Swung on and missed for a strike. Even count at 1. Winner of this game moves on to play Montana in the semifinal, or in the championship game, coming up 45 minutes after this one finishes up. Pitch on the way. This one will be hit into left field. It's got a little bit of leg, but it's going to be short, and that'll end the side. So Washington will get one on, but they'll leave them there, and it will stay 8-5 Idaho. Back in 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Stitches of Missoula is your resource for embroidery and screen printing. Stitches can handle your large-scale projects for your team, special event, or for your organization. With their on-site graphic artists and design support team, Stitches can help you turn your idea into a compelling logo. Give Stitches a call today at 406-529-2632 to speak with their super-friendly staff. Stitches is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Stitches, we make you look good.
Do you have a sweet video of your sports athlete? Did you experience a sports-altering moment or something at a sporting event that wowed the crowd? Go to our homepage at www.mpsn406.com and click on the Contact Us tab at the bottom of the homepage. Email us your video. We'll choose a new one every Monday, and yours just might go viral. Visit us today at MPSN406 on Facebook and Twitter. MPSN.com, Missoula's home for Missoula Prep Sports heroes.
Welcome back to Fox Sports Radio 1450, or actually it is the Missoula Prep Sports Network getting ready to do Fox Sports Radio here for the championship game with Montana. Chris Stratton, Taylor Featherman here on the Missoula Prep Sports Network as we are set to go here in the bottom of the 8th. Idaho leads Washington 8-5, and coming to the plate is the heavy bat of Luke White, the first baseman for Idaho.
Number 25, Luke
Winner of this game meets Montana 45 minutes after this one finishes up for the championship.
Luke White, 2 ground outs, 2 walks tonight.
He'll settle into the Hockey Lacrosse Wolf batter's box. The Northwest Regional 2017 champion will move on to the Legion World Series in Shelby, North Carolina, the 10th through the 15th. Pitch on the way. Swung on. That one will go foul into the barbecue area down the first baseline. Riley Quincy on the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound as White watches that strike ball go by, and it's an 0-2 count here for White. No outs here. Leadoff batter here in the bottom of the 8th. Outside.
Good eye by
Makes
White.
it 1-2.
He's come a long way just in this tournament alone. You could kind of tell he was just eager to get out early on and swinging at a lot of stuff, but he's kind of taking his time now.
Pitch on the way. That one's popped out into right field. Right fielder will get under it with it in the glove. That will expire the batter for out number 1, and that will bring us to the catcher, Chase Atkinson.
He might be more patient, but he's still blistering balls. That thing was about 20 feet shy of the wall. Just an absolute, that one spiked. That was a skyrocket in flight.
Lots of air underneath it. So Chase Atkinson, the catcher, settles in. Pitch on the way. He'll hit this one over the third baseman's head. It'll bounce out in left field, and Atkinson will reach with 1 out here. That'll bring up the designated hitter, Danny Robinson.
Well, and Atkinson putting together a pretty good little night here so far. 2 singles and a walk. As now we'll see Danny Robinson, who had a single his last at-bat following 3 ground outs.
He'll settle into the Hockey Lacrosse Wolf batter's box. Riley Quincy on the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound. Checks the runner at first. Now the pitch. This one will catch the outside of the plate on the left-handed batter for strike 1. Looking at Riley Quincy coming in on the relief of Spencer Bailey. 3 1/3 innings pitched. 4 hits, no runs, a walk and a strikeout. 44 pitches, 28 of those have been strikes. 8-5 Idaho over Washington. Bottom of the 8th. This one will be hit out in the ground. The throw to second is there. The throw to first is there, and that retires the side. We go to the top of the 9th. All the marbles for Yakima. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Fitness is way easier when you're a part of an amazing support group. And group fitness classes at Fuel Fitness offer something for every interest at every ability level. The Fuel Fitness monthly calendar includes cycling, yoga, kickboxing, muscle pump, ULA, kettlebell, and so much more. I know, so cool, right? With a facility this big, there's always room for you. Make new Fuel friends and find out more at clubfuelfitness.com or take a tour at 1934 Brooks in the Holiday Village, Missoula. It's open 24/7.
Looking to build your sports apparel collection? Can't find your favorite player's jersey? Visit our friends at RA, Missoula's only recycled activewear store. With a huge selection of jerseys, activewear, and the largest selection of used sporting goods, RA is your one-stop shop location. Check out their online store at www.stores.ebay.com/recycled activewear and check out RA's selection of recycled active gear. RA Recycled Activewear is a proud sponsor of the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament.
Welcome back to Missoula Prep Sports Network. Chris Stratton, Taylor Featherman at Ogren Park Legion's Field in Missoula, Montana. And we've got a new batter in the box to lead off here in the inning. Yakima behind Lewiston, Washington, and Idaho. And Washington in the top of the 9th needing to get something here as it's 8-5 Idaho. And the leadoff batter is Cody Crow.
Cody Crow checking in and replacing the pitcher Quincy. And Crow can pitch too. I'm not sure where he's at pitch count wise. I think he hasn't done a full 25 of relief yet. So I think he'd be able to take over if this game goes further.
He'll hit that one. It'll foul off into the top row of the general admission seating down the third base line. We were talking to a fan before the game, a Yakima fan, saying something about a crow being in the Legion World Series. I don't remember how long they said it was that they had a crow in there. Were you here when the... Oh, no, that was...
I was not.
I was here by myself when she said that. Pitch on the way. That one will be in the dirt.
Yakima and Lewiston Clark both at 4 times making it to that Northwest, or I guess that wouldn't be Northwest, that'd be the just all-around World Series for Legion Baseball, American Legion.
Pitch on the way by Baldwin. That one will be inside on the batter for a ball. Wyatt Baldwin stood on the mound 8 innings. He's allowed 5 runs, 2 of those earned off of 8 hits. Walked 3, struck out 3. And 105 pitches in with 62 of those being strikes. And we don't see anyone in the bullpen for Idaho. So an even count at 2. Swung on and missed. And Baldwin will strike out the first batter. And that will take us to Mitchell Belton. So Idaho 2 outs away from rematching with Montana. Pitch on the way. That one will catch the plate for strike 1.
Well, and they're hoping that Baldwin's going to be able to finish this out so they don't have to bring in anyone in relief.
8-5 Idaho, top of the 9th over Washington. 1 out. Winner moves on to play Montana for the championship. 45 minutes after this one finishes up. Idaho, if they hold on to this, 15 innings against Montana last night with a 6-5 win. Pitch on the way. That one will be outside, and we've got a 2-1 count here now.
So I think Baldwin's about 114, 115 pitch count.
That pitch is high, and we go to a 3-1 count with 1 out here. Top of the 9th, Idaho leads 8-5. Washington at bat. They've got to put up some runs to keep the game going. That one will walk the batter, so with 1 out, Washington will have a runner at first.
Well, let's see here. You're not allowed to start a new batter after 120 pitches, as we'll see now.
We'll be at the
Kevin
top of the
Maurer.
batting order for Washington with the center fielder Bryce Hagelson and Coach Maurer.
Because I think Danny Robinson's going to come in here. Oh, nope.
Robinson standing at the top of the stairwell in the dugout, but Coach heads back to the dugout, and that'll bring Hagelson. And it's always good to check in with your pitcher before in situations like this when you have a batter like Hagelson coming to the plate.
Well, unless, I mean, he's at 116, so even if this batter strikes out here, and if it's more than 3 pitches, they will have to relieve him.
Pitch on the way. Swung on. This one's going to go deep into right field. Right fielder is getting on his horse. He's got it at the warning track. No, it bounces out of the glove. He'll chase it down along the wall. The runner will advance to second. And with 1 out here, Washington with runners at first and second. And here comes the shortstop, Dak Archer.
Well, and now we're going to make the switch, and Danny Robinson will make his way in. But Yakima with a sign of life here. Runners at first and second with 1 out, Chris. This game is not out of reach for them.
Not at all. We're in the top of the 9th here. 8-5 Idaho over Washington, and Baldwin will leave the game with an ovation from the Idaho fans and Washington fans alike.
Well, in Washington moving into the meat and potatoes of their order now with Archer, Vanderbreck, and Orudas coming up. I mean, anything's possible.
So with the new pitcher on the mound, we'll step aside for 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Mike's Print and Copy is your locally owned print shop. Whether it's custom letterhead or business cards, Mike and his friendly staff understand that your business is important to you and will make sure that your project is handled in a professional and timely manner. Drop into Mike's Print and Copy to have them take care of your printing needs. Stop by 1503 South Russell or give them a call today at 406-728-3363 to have Mike's Print and Copy take care of your printing needs. Mike's Print and Copy is a proud sponsor of high school sports in Missoula and the surrounding community. Advertising on the web can be intimidating. Where do you start? What is the most effective way to reach the audience you are targeting? Milk Crate Media can help you reach your audience, whether it's social media marketing or creating a unique commercial for streaming or radio advertising. Milk Crate Media can help you build a new website or rebuild your existing website that will bring users back again and again. Visit www.mcratemedia.com today. Milk Crate Media is a proud sponsor of prep sports in Missoula and the surrounding valley. Welcome back to Fox Sports Radio 1450, or actually it's the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Chris Stratton, Taylor Featherman, as we have the semifinal game, Washington and Idaho. The new pitcher on the mound for Idaho is number 25, Luke White.
Oh, Danny Robinson.
Going over to first.
Yeah,
so
I got confused. Robinson came out of the...
White on the mound. And our leadoff, or our batter here is Dak Archer with 1 out. Washington's got runners at first and second, top of the 9th. And Idaho leads 8-5. The winner of this game moves on to play in the championship game. That pitch will catch the plate for a strike. Archer settles in. Runners step away from their bases at first and second. Pitch on the way. That one outside on the left-handed batter. We go to a 2-1 count here. 1 out, top of the 9th.
Well, Chris, you talk about how players need to be versatile to play at this level, and Luke White not only able to hit the long ball and play defensively at first.
That one will be fouled off at the plate for strike 2. Even count at 2. Exactly right. I mean, he's done so well at first and at the dish that seeing him on the mound, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, but now exactly. Now we see him come in a relief effort.
Settling in. Runners at first and second step away. 1 out. Top of the 9th. Pitch outside.
That Chris going to move the count to a full count. 3-2 now. Luke White just settling in here. Dak Archer opposing him at the plate. And here's the pitch. That one's inside, and they'll walk Dak Archer to load the bases with 1 out. Wow. Now, Chris, last night we saw Lewis and Clark load the bases in extra innings for the Mavericks 3 times and able to get out of it each time. So not unfamiliar territory here for Lewis and Clark.
That'll bring us the third baseman, Justin Vanderbrake. So with loaded bases and 1 out, Luke White with the pitch. This one will be hit down the third base line. The third baseman will get the bag at third, and the throw to first. And Idaho will move on to play Montana. Idaho wins 8-5 over Washington. They'll advance to the championship game in 45 minutes, folks. Thank you for watching. We appreciate your support, and most importantly, the young men do too. Idaho over Washington, 8-5. We'll talk to you in 45 minutes.